career. So it wasn't until my junior year of USF that I decided to do IT. I wanted to like
Wow.
kind of niche down. And I asked my dad, I'm like, Dad, I'm doing business management. I kind of want to niche down. I'm like, so what should I do? He's like, how about IT, Kenneth? I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I'll probably do that then. So that's what I did. And from
Wow.
there, it was kind of by chance. I got my internship at peak from cybersecurity perspective. So I worked at public supermarkets all
Yep.
throughout college, and what it lives like in the southeast. That's where you shop at. It's like the
Yep.
best place ever. So I worked in the deli, making sandwiches, fried and chicken, like all throughout college. And one of the things I tell my students, all my clients, is make sure people know what your desires are, so they can speak on your behalf when you're not inside of their room. Because that's super important. So I told anybody and everybody that wanted to listen towards me that I want to do IT.
Okay.
Right, I'm moving forward. So my store manager, Lori, at the time, told me, she said, "Hey, Kenneth, the director of cybersecurity for Publix is coming towards our store in a couple of weeks. Do you want to meet him?" I'm
Wow.
like, yes, of course. So she set up a meeting between me and him. He literally sat me down in the back office. He went over like what cybersecurity at Publix is.
Wow.
Honestly, I just thought Publix sold groceries. I didn't know we had a cybersecurity department. I honestly didn't know what cybersecurity was back then. But he
Hmm.
explained to me like what it was and what's important. And he's like, Kenneth, he's like, I want you to be on my internship team next year. But he's like,
Wow.
he told me that, but I couldn't be on it that year because it was June, so they already had some of the
Yeah.
staff with them. He's like, Kenneth, you can do these step-by-step instructions that I give you, like go to certain conferences, get certain certifications, shadow my team. I can almost guarantee you a spot next year on my internship team. He's like, can you do it? I'm like, yes,
Wow.
sir. Of course I can. So fast forward 9 months, I did everything that he asked me to. I interview for his team, and I get the job. And that's how I got into cybersecurity, basically.
Wow. So there is a lot there. Number one, I want to go back. My dad is actually he's in IT as well. So I definitely get you with the it wasn't so much I thought tech was boring, but I was like, I don't want to do what my dad did. Um, and so like for me, it was like I was in high school and I had to do a senior project and I didn't know what I was, supposed to do it on. So I said, my dad had always been telling me, Devin, I think you'd be good at this tech thing. So I was just like, okay, fine. I'll just, do my project on tech because I didn't have anything to do and I ended up falling in love with it. So I can relate to that part of the story of like not initially wanting to do tech, and actually my backup, like what I was going to school for was business. Like I'm gonna do business, and like that was the plan. Second of all, I love what you said about whatever you're trying to, I guess, accomplish or whatever your goal is. Make sure that you're vocal with the people like that are around you, because that whole like story about meeting the director of cybersecurity for Publix, like I'm that probably doesn't happen if you are not like vocal with your manager
Correct.
about, hey, like, this is what I'm doing right now, but here's where I'm trying to go.